Hello, hello. Welcome to Mountain Made Creations. I hope you guys are doing well. I thought I would hop on today and do a door hanger. I've got a new technique that I'm going to try, so I don't know. I tested a couple things earlier, and so I hope that this turns out because I'm actually going to do it on this 15-inch wood round from Lowe's. So, welcome to Mountain Made Creations. I'm Jill. If you're new here, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to share this out. I have a private Facebook page group called Jill's Creative Side. If you want to hop in that, I would love to have you. I'm going to share this video out to them in case they're not on. And also, if you're on YouTube catching this, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. It makes me, helps me grow. And also, if you're watching this live on Facebook, let me know where you're watching from, what's going on with you, what you've been up to today. We have just been hanging out here. The weather has been beautiful. It's warm. It's so weird because they're calling for winter weather tomorrow, so I don't know if it's going to do that or not. It's crazy. So I hope that you guys are somewhere warm. If you're not, I hope you can get warm. Anyway, let me get this shared out and then we'll get started. I'm hoping this doesn't take long at all. I'm going to be using some new stencils that I purchased from Essential Stencils. And I'm going to be using this stencil here, and I'm going to show you all these once this is painted and we sit it to dry. Then I'll show you all these so we can give this time to dry off a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to be painting this a different way. I'm going to be using a sponge to put the paint on, which is different for me. I tested it on another piece of wood and it turned out really pretty. So I want to paint this part. The background is going to be in folk art chalk paste in Parisian gray. And then I'm going to be using some folk art chalk paint in yellow. It's called Summer Porch and Vintage Victorian. And then I'm going to be using a little bit of green. It is called Antique Green by folk art chalk paint. Can't get my words out. So let's get started painting this, and then I will show you the stencils while this is drying. I'm probably not gonna do a bow today because I want this to be a shorter live, and I won't be able to attach the bow because I want this to dry thoroughly before I apply the sealer on it. And to do that, I need to be outside because I'm gonna spray paint that. I'm just going over this with some 400 grit sandpaper to make it smooth. Sometimes after I seal it, now this round has been stained and sealed with polyacrylic sealer, and then we'll go over and paint it. So this is a 15-inch round from Lowe's. It's this thick. It's a pretty heavy board. It's what I use to make all my door hangers on. And so I stained it with wood stain, and then I sealed it with polyacrylic. I do that with all of my wood rounds. And then I paint, then I seal it again. So let's get started painting this. I don't know what this is going to look like. You guys, I hope it turns out because I'm so excited to use these new stencils that I have. These are like the Mylar stencils that I showed you in a couple of my other lives that I cut on my Cricut, but these I purchased. I wanted to try out this new place that I heard about, and so far I love it. So I don't know if this is, yeah, this has been opened. So I'm gonna get my egg crate here and pour some paint in that. That's what I use most of the time, is the egg crates, because I just like to use what I have. So let me put you down some so you can see what I'm doing. Now I'm going to, hang on, let me, hey Faith, how are you doing? Normally when I paint my door hangers, I use a foam roller because I don't like to see brush strokes in the paint, but this is gonna be a whole different look that I'm going for. So I'm hoping that I'm not crazy about the brush strokes. I think it's gonna look good. It's just gonna give it a different kind of look, which is want something different. So this is just an old sponge that I had, and I'm just gonna cut some of it. It's just a different way to apply this paint to give it a different look, and hopefully it's going to turn out. So I'm just going to dip this in the paint, and we're just going to start painting it. Now I have it on a it rotates, I don't know what you call it, because I don't want to touch the back if I get paint on my gloves, because I don't want this paint to be on the back. I'm just going to leave the back. It's sealed and stained also, but the back will be blank. And so I'm going to try to do the edges and the front without getting it on the back. Who knows whether I'll be able to do that or not. So I'm just getting some paint on here, and here we go, y'all. I'm so nervous. I really hope this turns out. And I was trying to decide on the colors, and I just came up with the gray as the background, because this is going to be a spring door hanger with the spring truck, because I love the truck. It's just super cute. So hopefully this is just going to give it a different kind of look. And you can still sort of see the wood grain behind it, but I'm going to go over it with another coat. Once I get one on there and dry it a little bit, I'll dry it with a hairdryer, and then once I get it the color I'm looking for, I'll put it in front of the fan, and then I'll show you the stencils that we're going to use to do this. Door hangers are my favorite thing to make, and I don't know, I just love finding new ways to come up with ideas and creations. It's just fun. I like working with the wood, so I'm just going to go around it, and I'm really going to try not to get any paint on the back of it. And if I do, I can always sand it off, but I'm going to try really hard not to. I've also watched a couple videos of a girl that used wood finish in colors, and I actually tried it, and I'll show you what it turned out like. And it was pretty much just a test trial, but I'm probably going to be doing that too with you guys at some point. And I'm just getting the edges. I may have to go back over this again. All right, I'm going to hit this with the hairdryer real quick, and then go over it with another coat, because I really want it to be a little bit darker. I don't want to get paint on my hairdryer. And I'm not using the heat gun only because sometimes the heat can cause the chalk paint to crack, and I'm not going for that look, so I don't want it to I don't want to crack it. So I've got it on cool. And this chalk paint dries pretty quick, so that is good. I'm gonna have to go back around the edges again. All right, so I'm just gonna keep going with the same thing. And my sponge is coming apart apparently. Yeah, let me get another piece of sponge, because that's putting stuff on my board. Little particles. And I'm also going in line with the wood grain. I don't know what's going on with this sponge. Is putting pieces of sponge on there. That's not too good. hopefully it'll be all right. So what are you guys up to today? Happy Saturday, that's right. I'm so glad it's the weekend. It's been a crazy week. Work has been busy, and now they're calling for weather, so that makes it kind of interesting when you work somewhere where they deal with the weather. All right, so I'm just going over this again, and this is probably gonna be the last coat. So I'm gonna go ahead and go around the edges again before I put it over there to dry. And I'm gonna get a little bit of paint on here. And go around the edge. And this is not the typical way I do my rounds. Painting like this, I usually use a sponge roller, but we're trying for a new technique. And so we're gonna hope for the best. I think it's gonna be fine because I did test it out before I came live on another piece of wood. Okay, I think that looks good. So let me take these gloves off when I move it. I don't want to get paint on the back of it. Like I said, I may have already done it, but we're gonna hope for the best. So here's what we have. It's just on there. It's really pretty, and I did not get any paint on the back, so that's awesome. So we did the edges. You can still see some wood grain, which is fine. So let me put this over here real quick, and I'll show you a couple of the stencils, so hang tight. Now, before, what I was talking about the wood finish, let me grab a can. And this is something totally new to me. This is wood finish. It's solid color stain, and this is navy. And so I got this in white. And I just did a test because I wanted to test out of actually blending it. And I did the navy and white, but look how that blended. I mean, I know this is like not the best, but this was like a test. My first test of using this kind of stuff, and I really liked it. So I'm excited to do, I want to do the navy and the white to do like a beach themed round once I get the hang of it, but I just wanted to see how it would do blending and all that, and it did pretty good. So I'm excited to try this again and stencil over it. So the stencils that we're going to be using, these are from Essential Stencil. And these are Mylar cut stencils. So they come in a pack like this, and this is a set of 2. And there's the label. And on the back, it comes with this one if you want to use that one. And so I was thinking of doing the truck on the one we just painted and seeing how that works out. And I may have to use some makeup sponges to get into the smaller places. I'll just have to see once I get it laid out. But these are just like the ones that I cut on my Cricut, but I wanted to try theirs out, see how theirs was. So this is what they look like. It's thick Mylar. It's already cut. And it comes with what you're gonna need to make your project and how to do it and all that fun stuff. Comes with all these. And then on the other side is the truck. And it comes with the black behind it so you can see what it looks like, but it's just the farm fresh flowers. I think I'm just going to do the truck part. I'll have to see once I get it back over here, but that's what this one looks like. These are really, really good stencils. They also have stencil brushes, and I went ahead and got a pack, but just because the ones that I had were pretty old and only had like 1 or 2. And so if you're doing multiple colors, you want to make sure that you don't use the same brush. And the brushes need to be dry when you paint, And so it comes with these 4, and they're just the dry bristles, and you want to use them dry. And then the other, they have all different kinds of stencil, all different sizes, I mean. This is one that is a 6-pack of 6x6. I thought this was super cute. Let's get this. I can't wait to use some of these. I'm so ready for summertime, you guys. So this is just a little flower. And then we have the little flower pot. That's so cute. I can't wait to make that. Then we have the You Are My Sunshine, so that's cute. And you can use these like part of them on a project. You don't have to use the whole thing. Fresh cut sunflowers, so I could just use like the flowers if I wanted to. It's just basically whatever you want to make. And then it has the truck, which I love the truck. I think the truck is so cute. And so that's what comes in. Oh, and then this one says Home with the Sunflower. So, these are so cute, you guys. I'm loving these stencils, and they all come with what you need to get started and how to use them. These are reusable. You just wash them off, and you can wash them with soap and water, or you can use a wipe if you're not in where you're at, where you have water, which I may end up doing that today since we're down here on this live, and I don't want to keep you guys on. Okay, we're not going to try to get that back in there. And then this one is just the sunflower, and then on the back it's like a pattern sunflower, so that's super cute. So I'm going to be using those. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to use Welcome. These are some of the Welcome stencils that I made on my icon art. These are reusable mesh stencils, so I may be using these. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure if I'm just going to do the truck and a bow, or if I'm going to do a welcome or something else. I may do something like Hey Y'all or Happy Spring. I'm not sure. Like I said, I was trying to figure out what I was going to put on that round. I have been trying to come up with something for a while. I've had that one painted or stained and sealed for a while, and I couldn't figure out what I was going to do. So that's what I'm going to do on this one. So also, I want to show you guys, you know that I use a lot of Magnolia Design stencils. I have a website for that if you're interested, but they have a monthly subscription box. If you're new to stenciling and you want to try it, that's a great way to get used to it and see how to do it, because it's a kit and it comes with everything you need for that project. So it's a fun little way to learn how to use their stencils. For February, which I think you can still get, or was this January's? Oh my goodness, I think this was January's. My months are all messed up. I don't have February's yet. This is January, so you can't get this one right now, I don't believe, but it came with a jar surface, and they have the jar surfaces on their website. It always comes with a stencil, so it'll come with a surface, a stencil. It comes with paint. This is chalk paint in, I can't even tell you what color that is, but it's a sample chalk paste, and it comes with a stencil. And this one says secret ingredient is always love, which that's so cute. And then it came with these little flowers. So I'm gonna do, I'm gonna decorate this up with you guys at some point, but I wanted to show you that and let you know that it is available if you want to get a craft of the month or a subscription box every month. That's a good way to learn how to do it, and I'll put my link and everything in the comments below, so you'll have that. All right, so let me grab the wood round, see what it looks like, and then we'll stencil on it. So hang on. Okay, so this is pretty much dry. And so what we're going to do is we're going to place the, I don't know what that is. We're going to place the stencil. I can figure out where I'm going to put it on here. And then, that's really cute with the farm fresh flowers though. But do y'all hear my guineas out there? They've been enjoying this nice weather. All right, so what I think I'm gonna do to start off with is I think I'm gonna do the truck first, and then see if I wanna do a welcome at the top. I'm just not sure right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tape this down. I have it positioned where I want it, and I'm gonna use painter's tape, and I'm just gonna tape it down so that it doesn't move. And I can also lift it up when I get done and see if it's, you know, needs another coat or whatever. So I'm just gonna tape this down so it doesn't move. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do the truck in, I was thinking about doing it in black, with maybe mix it with a little bit of gray. And then do the flowers. These, they have on here pink, purple, and yellow. And I don't have any purple. So I may just do pink and yellow. I don't know. I needed to do purple, but there's the colors that it has. So I'm going to grab some black. I think I'm going to use black. And go with that. And I may use this color blue for some of the flowers. I know that's kind of weird, but it's what I've got. And so hang on, let me grab the black. So what I may do is I need to use probably some makeup sponges to get some of these smaller areas, just so I don't get it, you know, these are just makeup wedges. You can pick these up at the Dollar Tree. So I may do that. Let's see. Just in these little fine areas, I'm gonna have to tape that. And what I'll do is I'll dry it some and then pick that back up. So let's just see here. I just don't want to get the paint where it shouldn't be. Wow, that's really tiny spots. You know what? I can use a little small brush maybe to get in there. That might be what I'll do, is just use this, because you can paint right in there. So let's just go ahead and get started with the black and the gray. So I'm gonna mix a little bit of the gray and the black together. And when you use these, when you're painting on these type stencils, you wanna make sure your brush is wet, or not wet, dry. You wanna make sure it's dry, and you wanna get as much of the paint off the brush as you can, just because you don't want it to bleed. I know that sounds kind of weird, but it'll make sense here in just a second. Let me mix some of this together and see what we can get. Because I don't want it to be completely black, but I don't want it to be real dark. I mean real light with the gray, because then it won't show up. All right. All right, so now let me find a little stick to stir that with. Get that mixed up a little bit. See what that color looks like. Yeah, that's sort of like a gunmetal color, which is what, I don't know if y'all can tell what that is, but that's kind of the look I was going for. All right, so I'm gonna use this brush here, and it is the 3/4 inch brush. And I'm gonna load the paint on here like this, and then I'm going to offload it onto this paper towel. because you don't want it to bleed, so you don't want to have a whole lot of paint on that brush. You want to work it in the bristles. All right, so that's what I'm doing. So this is what we have. So now I'm just going to start going over it. And I'm just going in circular motions. And you can do circles, you can do dabbing. It's whatever you're used to or makes you comfortable. It's completely up to you how you want to do it. And I'm just going over this. I'm not using a whole lot of pressure, but you'll get the hang of it once you do it a few times. All right, so now I'm going to get some more paint, and then I'm going to just going in little circular motions is all I'm doing. You can dab it if you want. I think I started out dabbing because I wasn't sure how to do it. But this, I hope, is going to work out. You got to watch the little intricate lines because that will move a little bit. So you want to kind of hold them down. It just takes some getting used to when you're doing this method and this type stencil. Like I said, I'm always looking for new ways and new ideas. And I want to be careful near that flower because I don't want to get the black where the flower is going, or the gray. I may have to try something different when I get closer, a smaller brush. And Essential Stencils has a Facebook page, and they show lots of tutorials on there on how to use these stencils. It's really, really good. They have different people on doing lives on their Facebook page during the week, and I go back and re-watch them at night, and that's how I saw about that wood finish color. I can't think of what her name was or what her Facebook page is, but it was really good. And I'm just holding these little intricate pieces down. And I may use a smaller paintbrush to get in those areas right there where it's close to that flower. I don't want to get on that flower. Okay, I'm going to grab this little brush, get some paint on it, and kind of work that in and see what that does right in those small areas. And you can also go in on the cut, like the little parts of the words, the letters, I mean, that they have to have like a little mark for the stencil to be cut, and you can go back in and fill that in also. And I'm just going into these areas where the flower is close to where I want the black, and I don't want to get any paint where that flower is, any of the black paint, because there's some tight little spots. But this seems to be going okay. Hopefully it's going to look all right. Like I said, this is something new, and I wanted to try this today. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go live and do it. If it messes up, it messes up. I can just repaint the whole thing and start over. That's the good thing about crafting. You can always start over. All right. Now I'm going to go back over the truck again. Now that it's dried a little bit, it usually takes a couple coats. I love anything with the pickup truck on there. It's one of my all-time favorite things. So when I saw that they had this, I was like, yep, I've got to get that. And they do have like spring bundles, and I did purchase one of their spring bundles because at the time they were offering it on pre-sale with a really good deal, so I went ahead and got it, and I should have it next week. I can't wait. It's got some really cute stencils and also transfers. The bristles are coming out of the brush onto my work. Okay. And it doesn't take much paint at all, as y'all can tell. I'm offloading a lot of it. So we'll see what this looks like, and then we'll start on those flowers. I hope I can get them to come out looking cute. And I can lift this up and see if it needs another coat or not also, and put it back down. I could actually dry the truck before I get started back on the flower, so that way it wouldn't mess anything up. So I'm just going back over the little places that are close to that flower. And then I'll lift it up and see if I missed anything, and if I did, I can go back over it. All right, it looks good, But I'm gonna pull it up and see just to be sure before I keep going. And I will dry that truck a little bit. I may have to turn it around to be able to get to the flowers without getting in the black or into the truck paint since it's not dry. So I'm gonna pull this part and just lift it a little bit and see if I can continue on. I think that looks good, y'all. All right, I'm gonna dry it with the hair dryer real fast before I start on the other, just to give those flowers a little bit. Turn this around so you guys can see that, but I'm going to turn it around so I can get to these flowers without messing them up. All right, so let's start. Let me look at this, see how they did it. So the tulips be pink and then the green. All right, so I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to wrap up that paintbrush in a wipe so that it doesn't dry out until I can rinse it. So I'm just gonna wrap that up into a little baby, or not a baby wipe, but it's a disinfectant wipe. And then we'll do the pink. Then we'll do some green. And I think, let's see, let me get another paper towel so I can offload. I don't think I had enough paint on the brush, I can't even see it. And I may have to use the makeup wedge on these because it's pretty tight. And let me get that other tulip. I think I'm going to use the makeup wedge because that is not showing up. And I'm just gonna wrap this one up in the baby wipe as well, or into a wipe so it stays wet. And I'm gonna put a glove, well, no, I'm not gonna do that. All right, so I'm doing the same thing with this, I just kind of offloaded it. Let me make sure I don't wanna get paint on. So I'm just doing an up and down dabbing motion with this brush. With the makeup sponge, and that does work a lot better. You can get in those tight spaces with this. Yeah, that's much better. I used to use these a lot when I did stencils for my wood rounds. When I cut the stencils on the Cricut, I've kind of gotten away from that since I have Magnolia and Icon Art, and now these. Because those were a one-time use. Once you use it, it's done, so. All right, so I'll set that there, and I'll do that middle one. Is yellow. So let me get another makeup sponge. I'll do the yellow the same way. And these makeup sponges, I think you can get them at the Dollar Tree. So we're gonna do this one in yellow. And I'm just going up and down, pouncing motion, and I got some flower where the green's gonna be, but I mean some yellow where the green is, but that's all right, I can fix that. So there is the yellow. Now let's do the green. The green, I may have to use a little paintbrush like we did on the truck because they are tight, tight, tight. So let's shake this up a little bit. That is gonna be super cute, you guys. I'm really liking how that's looking. Okay, so now I'm just gonna dab a little bit and then offload it just like we did the other one. And go in here and do the green part. And I'm just gonna kind of dab it with this brush. That actually looks really good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do the rest of the green part. And just do the little dabbing. I think that's supposed to be green. Looks like part of the leaf. That, I'm assuming, is part of a leaf. If not, oh well. That right there, I think, is part of the truck. I might have to go back over that with the green. All right, so I'm just gonna do a little dabbing over here on the green part. And just, you know, for these little areas, that's what I'm doing, is just using a smaller brush. It's just a regular paintbrush. I'm offloading the paint like we did on the other brushes, and I'm just dabbing it just to keep it from bleeding underneath the stencil. And undo the up and down dabbing just like with the makeup brush. If you guys have done this, I would love to see what you made. And I do have a code for the Essential Stencils that you can get some, I think it's 10% off. So I'll post that code as well with the link to Essential Stencils. And check out their Facebook page because I've learned a ton on their Facebook page. All right, now I'm gonna go back over some of these again. It looks a little bit light. So far, hopefully it's not bleeding any, but if it is, we can always fix it. So what are you guys doing for the Super Bowl? We're not doing anything, but it's hanging out here, and I'm gonna make pizza tonight, probably for tomorrow too. We don't really do much as far as the Super Bowl goes. We just like hanging out at home. I hope I can stay awake to watch the whole thing. How terrible is that? I can hardly stay awake to watch the news. The 10 o'clock news. That's terrible, isn't it, y'all? Hey everybody, let me know where you guys are at, where you're watching from, if you're watching live. I don't know if I think I can see comments. Sometimes I can and sometimes I can't, but it looks like I can see some comments. Okay, so now I think I'm gonna do that blue color for these other two flowers, even though that's not a traditional color, but I'm gonna go with it because it's pretty. And I think I might, I've got to go back in and put in some more black. Let me do that now. I need a really small brush for that. It's a tight area. All right, and I'm going to go back into the black paint, and then I'm gonna offload it just like we did on the other. And then I'm gonna go in here and get this one part. Whoa, I think I just got that in the green. I probably should have my glasses on, but we're gonna wing it. I can always touch it up once I get that pulled up. I think that looks all right. I hope so. Okay, now all we need to do is I may go back over the pink again, just to make sure. And then we will go with the blue, and then we'll be done. Because like I said, I'm not gonna do the bow today because I'm not really sure what kind of bow I'm gonna do, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna put welcome on there. I'll just have to see what it looks like when we pull the stencil up. But I didn't want to be on here long with you guys because I know everybody's got stuff going on, getting ready for the Super Bowl, so I just wanted this to be kind of quick, and I wanted to show you these new stencils I got and share that with you because these are so fun. All right, now let's do the blue. Plus I want to go outside and hang out with the birds before it gets dark. If you don't know, I have guinea fowl birds and I have become very attached. But if you've been following me, you know about them already because all you have to do is look on Facebook and there's pictures of them everywhere. That's all right. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use this brush and I'm gonna dab on that because I'm afraid if I use the makeup brush, I'll get it into the green or somewhere it shouldn't be. So we're gonna try this other brush and see. So I'm just gonna do the dabbing with that and try not to get it in anything else. And then we'll put a center in that to make it really look like a flower. So I'm just dabbing on this, and then I'm brushing away from the stencil so that it doesn't go under the stencil in the bigger areas. All right, now let's do the other one. I'm always trying to figure out new stuff to try with you guys. I'm gonna be doing some, probably, maybe tomorrow, I'll be going live doing some Valentine resin earrings, some hearts, just because Valentine's is this week and they're fun. So I may be doing that tomorrow with you guys. And then if I do, I'll show you what I came up with for this. If the bow and if I'm gonna put welcome or if I'm gonna just leave it. The blue is not showing up really good. And I may just hit it with the hairdryer and then go over with another coat. I don't know if it's this brush. Let me try a makeup sponge. See if that helps any. If I can do it without getting it in anything else. Oh yeah. Much better. If I can just make sure that I don't get it anywhere I shouldn't. Much better. I think that looks good, y'all. So now what I want to do is I'm going to take the end of this paintbrush, dip it in the black, and do like a dot in the center. Should it be black or yellow? Maybe yellow. Let's do yellow in the center. And I may go back over that black again. I see a couple places it looks like it could use some more paint. So I may go back over that again real quick before we take it up. All right, so all I'm gonna do is just get a little bit on there and just dab it right in the center. Well, there we go. All right, so now I'm gonna go back over that black again in a couple spots. Let me put the lid back on this. Sometimes it just needs to dry a little bit before you can really tell where it needs the paint. So I'm just going to go back over this a little bit. And I think that looks good. All right, y'all. Because I want it to look a little bit vintage, not actually perfect. So that's the look I'm going for. Let me make sure I get all this paint off my hand before I lift that so you guys can see it. I think it's gonna be really cute, hopefully. Like I said, this whole thing is a new technique for me, brand new. The base paint and everything. So let me just see real quick. There's one little area I'm gonna try to get with a brush. I think it's right here. See. All right, guys, I think it looks okay. So let's pull this off and is, y'all. That looks so cute. So I don't know yet. What do y'all think? How cute is that? That is so cute. There's a couple places I need to touch up, but I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And so I'll put, I don't know, what do you guys think? Should I put welcome above it or just do like a big bow at the top? I'm not sure what I should do. So you guys let me know in the comments what you think, what I should add to it, because I don't know. So what I'll do, once I figure out if I'm not gonna be painting anymore, I will seal it. And then I'll do the bow or whatever we decide to put at the top. I may do a big bow and some flowers coming off, so I'm not sure. But you guys let me know what you think. So that is it for today, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll put my link, or the link to Essential Stencils below, and I'll also put my discount code that you can put in to get 10% off. And I'll also link Magnolia for the website where you can get the subscription box for that. So yeah, this is it, you guys. I hope you guys have a great day. This is a brand new for me technique for painting this and everything, so I like how it turned out. I'll probably do it again, and I'll be live with you guys doing the wood stain wood finish colors, the navy and blue. I'm going to be doing a beach theme on that, so I'll be back live with you guys for that. I hope you have a wonderful day and a great weekend, and have fun watching the Super Bowl or whatever you do on Sundays. So you guys take care, stay safe if you have bad weather, and I will talk to you guys soon.